What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be covering podcasts you need for 2021 to improve your self-confidence, your health, and I might add a wealth in there. We'll see. If you're interested in this video, make sure you subscribe down below and give this video a thumbs up. Otherwise, we'll get into the video. Okay, so if most of you don't know, I just graduated college. I have my degree in biology. So I really love science and mixing it with your brain and psychology of your actions, all kinds of stuff. So I lean to podcasts more in that realm. Let's just start out a couple years ago. I think it was 2018, had to be at least 2018. I was having a really hard time with my overall mental health and just things like that. And I was looking, you first hear when you type in anything self-improvement is Tony Robbins. Boom, Tony Robbins, everything. So I did a bunch of Tony Robbins stuff. But I got on this episode, and it's called The Ultimate Health with Achieve Ultimate Health in 10 Days, Dr. Mark Hyman, on how to defeat brain fog, depression, and other alignments. This was the first time I was hearing about Dr. Mark Hyman. Now, if you follow me on Instagram or anything else, you know that I love and preach Dr. Mark Hyman all the time. So this was the episode that really talked and spoke to me the most. So this episode is 46 minutes long. I've listened to it probably maybe 10 different times, and I absolutely love it every single time. So Dr. Mark Hyman has his own, I think it's integrative medicine clinic. I think it's in Massachusetts. I'm gonna guess. I think it's called the Ultra Wellness Center in Massachusetts. That might be another doctor though, so don't hold me against that. But it is at least a 3-year waiting period to even see him and get an appointment. So that's pretty insane. So in this podcast, he talks about how he has a teenage daughter. Well, he talks about multiple different scenarios, but the one that hit me the most was he had a teenage daughter, and she was put in a private high school, and they had an eating list that the kids had to eat what was given to them. So she gained, I think, 20 pounds or something in high school, and was super depressed, and she was 18 at the time. So he's she had just graduated, and he's hey, come home, I think it was for a month or two, and we're gonna change it up and see if you feel better. So she ended up getting rid of all the crappy food because it was just a bunch of processed crap, and her dad, Dr. Mark Hyman, put her on the same diet that he normally is. And he talks about going for a run in the morning and all this stuff that's associated with what you eat, all these chronic diseases. So I'm gonna insert his little Instagram right here, but he has so many great episodes. And with this episode, getting to the point, was his daughter lost 15 pounds. She was running, she was happier, less depressed, and that's really important for someone of that age, any age, because especially in the environment and climate that it is today, it's insanity. Everyone's sad and depressed of some degree, but then you look at America is the #1 for obesity. All our chronic diseases, a lot of them stem from that. So if you go to his page, there's a bunch of stuff that he talks about. He's really big with getting people off steroids, addressing the real issues, and not just putting a Band-Aid on a disease. So, highly recommend his podcast. So that was the first episode that got me into it. Yes, love Tony Robbins, but I love Dr. Mark Hyman. So, start with that episode first. It's gonna give you a little bit better idea of him and his background. So the next one after this is gonna lead you to Dr. Mark Hyman's podcast. It's called The Doctor's Farmacy with an F, like this. I'll insert a little thing here. And it's absolutely amazing. It talks about mental health, the food you're eating, how it correlates, what pathways is going on in your brain. There's so much to learn from his podcast. One of the episodes that I really like is the Changing Our Beliefs. Okay, so there's a bunch of episodes. I'm gonna link them here because my phone's not working. But basically, his podcasts are amazing. They really deal with mental health, how you're eating, how you can change it, and how you can take control of your life using just your food. So, that one, amazing podcast. Go follow him on Instagram, follow his podcast. I love it. Okay, so the next one that I found during quarantine, I think they started it during quarantine, is from two sisters, Erin and Megan. They both have different last names, but it's Erin and Megan. They own The Treatment. It is a facial boutique. So we're totally moving from total health. Now we're going to something to make you laugh and more information on skincare and everything. So their podcast is called Through Thick and Skin, and they are so funny. So the episode that I'm referring to for this podcast that I think you should listen to for self-confidence is Megan's episode, one of the sisters. And I've listened to this all the time. Whenever I feel down, I always listen to it. She's just so funny. And it's episode 20. It's how to boost self-confidence. I highly recommend you go listen to this episode now. You will laugh. It is so funny. Their whole podcast is really funny. And if you go deeper into their podcast, it's about skincare on a budget, the fads that are going on, the problems with Instagram. There's a bunch of stuff, but their podcast, it comes out every Thursday, and I'm going to take Rammy Bammy for a walk and listen to that damn podcast. Oh, there it is. Okay. Pass back to Dr. Mark Hyman again. Wired and tired, fixing adrenal. I think it's talking about fixing adrenal fatigue. Now, I listened to this when I was at work the other day. Oh my goodness. So, if you don't know, right now in the climate, pretty much anywhere in the world, especially in the United States, especially in California, adrenal fatigue is when you're just like on edge all the damn time. You're just like, you're so overstimulated with terrible news, first off, terrible Instagram, everything is causing an anxiety attack, and you're on overload all the time. They call it wired and tired. Now, this lady that's on there, I gotta find her name, but it is an amazing episode. I'm gonna link it here again, and what it's going to talk about is how to address stuff, I believe, personally. This is kind of what I got from it. And there's another huge influence on Instagram, and there's a bunch of stuff going on right now, with political stuff and Corona. There's a bunch of stuff going on in the world right now. And this podcast is talking about you can only take as much as you can handle. Yes, you want to do all this stuff for this organization and this and post this, but at the end of the day, you have to do what's right for you. Just because you don't post something doesn't mean you don't mean it. So I hope that makes sense. I'm not trying to be mean, but if you do something outside of just getting recognition of it, doesn't make it any less than if you posted about it. Do you know what I mean? So wouldn't you rather have someone do something and not post about it than post about it and not do anything from it? That's kind of my thought with that. So just because an influencer doesn't post this or that on their social media doesn't mean they don't care for it. Like whether you agree with the subject or you don't agree with the subject, it's just they don't have the mental capacity maybe to deal with it. Or maybe they're already doing about it and don't need the recognition for likes and views. So I would say that. Alright, you guys, that's going to conclude this video of the 3 podcasts you need to listen to for 2021. Again, Dr. Mark Hyman for your health and just overall sanity. The treatment podcast for skincare and how to boost your self-confidence, so funny. And then, yeah, those 2, and that one Tony Robbins episode, which is amazing. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video. I hope you get to listening and improve the media that you're consuming. Alright, y'all, see you next video.